Hey guys, welcome back to the Anime Casuals Podcast, the podcast for avid and casual anime fans. I'm your host Mitchell, joined by my co-host Gabriel.
What's up, everyone? I'm Gabe, and welcome back to the podcast. We're doing an early episode this time, mostly because we're bored with everything that is going on.
Yeah, with all this quarantine stuff and everything getting canceled, we're just a little bored, so we're just going to get an episode out early for you. And don't worry, we're doing our social distancing. We're recording this episode 6 feet
apart. We have
6
two
feet
separate
apart.
microphones.
Like the movie, like 5 feet apart, but like just an extra foot. Like
we're on the other side of the couch.
Yeah, we're on. Yeah, we're. It's not like we're right next to each other, but anywho,
we're doing our part.
Yeah, we're doing our part about social distancing. Yeah. But yeah, make sure y'all stay safe out there with everything that's going on. But anyways, for this week's episode, we're going to be doing a podcast about our top 10 favorite anime. And I know it's a little bit early, but I think this will be a good point for us to do it. And we don't really know what's actually as each other. We don't know what our top 10 consist of. Especially, I don't know what Gabriel's consists of.
I know his first one. But...
Yeah, okay, but besides that, he doesn't really know. So, we're going to get into that. And also the Black Clover. The latest 2 new chapters, we'll get into that later.
Which were great. They were amazing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially 243. I like that one a lot. But yeah, before that, I want to say it early. Make sure y'all check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and we're on YouTube too. If you're listening from one of those platforms already, make sure y'all check us out on there. And if you're enjoying the podcast, maybe tell a friend and let us know what you'd like us to do in the future. And yeah.
If you're on YouTube, please like and comment.
Maybe, and if you're enjoying it and want to keep up with us, maybe subscribe. And like I said, we try to get episodes out every couple weeks or so. So maybe subscribe, turn the notifications on in case you miss it or forget. Then maybe you can catch up with us and see it then. But yeah, I think it's better that we say it in the beginning. All right. Anyways, I guess it's now that we start off with.
You want to go 10 to 1 or?
Yeah, 10 to 1. 10 to 1.
All
10 to 1.
Right.
So you want me to go? You want me to go first? I'll go with my 10.
Sure. Go ahead.
This one was hard because I was deciding between 2, and I couldn't. And then I was like, you know what? I think this actually has a better story to it. I thought it was a good take and just overall better story. My number 10 is Domestic Girlfriend. All right, number 10. I think it's very drama filled and just left me on the edge of my seat, and I couldn't believe what kept happening next. I'm sorry if you hear our cats in the background. I mean, my cat's in the background. But yeah, it just left me with so much. I was just like so much drama, like goosebumps sticking up, and like just it's almost like there was like so much action. It's like, you know, with some anime, I'm just like cheering on people, but I was like, let's go. I was cheering on the main character, hoping he'd go down this route, but then something would happen, or he would go down that route, but then something would happen it's just a lot of stuff that I was not expecting, and I'm actually want to get into the manga for it. So, but yeah, it's just something. It's just so much I was not expecting, because when we went into it, we were going in and we were like, oh, this is probably going to be a really...
Can we tell a story of how we watched it together and like it took us...
Oh yeah, it took us
5
probably
hours.
Like no, it was like probably like 4 hours to watch like
3 episodes.
No, like 4.
Oh yeah,
because we did. Remember, it was an hour an episode because we kept pausing and commentating over. I swear, we should have streamed that. We would have got like thousands of views on that.
We were watching it,
great.
like as we were going, we were like pausing, and then we'd pause and like make some smart ass comment, like
because it was so. It's so good.
It's like funny.
It's almost like we were a reaction channel at that point, but it's so, I don't know. It's just
we
one of those.
Die laughing
it's
off
just
the couch.
one of those animes that you could do that with.
I want to ask 2 things. Well, one, we are going to read the manga for Domestic Girlfriend. I already promised I'd do it. I'm waiting to get current with JoJo Part 8 to actually do it.
Yeah, my friend is actually current with it.
And then
who was on the previous podcast.
And then I was gonna ask, what did you end up putting under Domestic Girlfriend?
Oh, I just left out Food Wars. I was deciding because I really, really enjoyed Food Wars.
I think I personally think that you like Food Wars more than Domestic Girlfriend. Like, I mean, if I were to like rate it,
it's because my waifu is from Food
Wars.
Yeah, I know. You're saying that her Nanakri? Yeah, bro. Yeah, she's something. She's something, bro.
All right, well then let me move on to my number 10. And my number 10 is going to be I'm classifying it the first anime that I ever watched outside of something that you just catch
Sergeant
on.
Frog?
Yeah, out of something that you just catch on do like Saturday morning cartoons, this is one that actually the first one I clicked on it and was like, I want to watch this, and I watched the whole thing.
Okay.
So way back when I was in the 4th grade, somewhere around 2008, maybe 2010.
No.
How old were we? 4th grade.
Like maybe 2012.
2012. Sorry, 2012.
I don't know. We're seniors right now.
Right whenever like Netflix.
Maybe 2011. I don't know. Yeah. Honestly, bro.
Right whenever
maybe, I don't know.
Netflix was adding anime to their categories, they threw one on called Sergeant Frog. It wasn't too popular, and I remember it. I watched it in dub. I remember it was my first anime I watched. It was just a slice of life kind of comedy, commentating on other anime, especially like mech anime. It really like made fun of mech anime and like was very meta. The whole narration was meta. Like you knew that you were watching it. It was it like kind of allude to the type.
I've never seen it before, so
type of comedy that
what I'm hearing is new.
Yeah. So the type of comedy that I like, and it was voiced, the dub actor, I'll never forget, was Todd Haberkorn, and he had such a great voice. He does Death of the Kid in Soul Eater dub, and he does Natsu for Fairy Tail dub. So if you know who that guy is, he voiced the main character. And it was just this weird, funky little anime, and I watched all of it, and I think it got canceled around its 4th season, but I really liked it, and I watched as much as I could, and I still am a big fan of it to this day. So that's my number 10. I heavily recommend you go watch it. It's not on Netflix anymore. You would have to go to Kiss Anime or maybe even Crunchyroll. It was done by Funimation. I do remember that. So probably watch it on Funimation now.
Maybe. The dub was done by Funimation. All right, now is going to my number 9, which I think is the greatest sports anime of all time, and other people do as well. It was I remember this is when I was going on Kiss Anime. I was just like looking through it. I was just like, I just clicked on a random one, and that was Slam Dunk. I watched it again.
And you said greatest sports anime. I was like, you're gonna say Slam Dunk.
Yeah, and I clicked on it, and I was watching like the first 3 episodes. I thought it was gonna be a comedy. I kept continuing watching it. It was funny, but the comedy became less and less, and it became more serious around I was about to say baseball. Basketball. Yeah. And when I clicked on it,
the NBA got canceled. We forgot.
Yeah, sorry, but like, I don't know. I just when I was watching it, it was just a whole new. I don't know. I just never had seen anything like it before, and every sports anime that I've seen since it just doesn't compare. It's not like your average. I guess all these superpowers that they have or whatever. It's just I don't know. I really like it, and they all have their own story, and they're all just coming together as a team. And I just like the narrative, and I don't know, Hanamichi. I don't know. I just love it. I haven't seen it since like 8th grade. I remember, and I only saw the first 84 episodes. I want to say that's because that's all they had dubbed. And back then, actually, I think it may have been before 8th grade when I saw it. And that's all they had dubbed. And back then, I just couldn't keep up. I guess you could call me fucking.
He still can't read the sub.
No, I can now, but
it's hard for him.
No. I mean, I was just doing that. I was just doing that because I don't know when I was reading on a big ass screen, it's hard for me to read on a giant ass screen. But what was it? And plus, it was like 2 a.m. Bro, I was tired as hell. Anyways, what's it called? But yeah, I just refused. I've never picked it up since then. So if I do, I know I'm gonna have to finish it to 101, and then I know they didn't finish where the manga did. They just dropped it for some reason, even though it was very successful. So I'm gonna, whenever I decide to finish it, I'm gonna have to go to the manga and then see how it finished. And I know it's considered widely. I know on my anime list for the manga has like a 8.99 rating or something like that, or a 9, something like very high. And one of the highest. I know it's like in the top 10. I know it's supposed to be really, really good. So yeah, that's my number 9.
For my anime list score, what would you give it?
9.
A 9?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you give it the perfect 10?
Because I just don't think it was.
What's a perfect 10 to you? Just to base it right now, like what's a perfect 10 to you?
Perfect, like that's
a 10 out of 10. By the way, we haven't seen Full Metal Alchemist, so.
A 10 out of 10?
Yeah.
Well, if I say that, then I would be saying shit that's above my list.
Okay, well, I'll wait till the end of your list and go back to that question because.
Okay.
So something above Slim Dunk.
Domestic Girlfriend's also a 9 for me. I mean, I give like if I were to do this, Domestic Girlfriend, probably like a 9.2.
By the way, like we said last episode, rating doesn't.
And also when I said last episode about how much you like something, I meant fan. I worded it wrong. Like, I'm a bigger fan of JoJo than I am of stuff like Your Lie in April. That doesn't mean it's better or I like it more. It just means I'm a bigger fan. That's what I meant to say. I was just wording it wrong. But yeah.
But like you said last episode.
I just saw your number one, but yeah, sorry. Keep going.
Sorry, but like he said last episode, like, being score doesn't mean the same thing as how much you like it. It's just how good you think it is.
Yeah.
There's two different things. Because, like, personally, I think Sergeant Frog at a production level is like a solid 7 or 8, just because of how funny it is. But like, it's a 10 on all the anime that I've seen in my life, and that's a pretty okay list. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely up there. My number 9 is gonna be something that the only reason I like put this in here, I originally was gonna put Promised Neverland in here, but to me it's a little too new and it hasn't developed yet.
Okay.
At least with me, it hasn't developed yet enough.
Okay.
But for me, my number 9 is gonna be My Hero Academia.
Okay.
It was really, really polarizing when it first came out. Everybody immediately was like, "This is gonna be the new shonen." Like, we were anime was in a weird state where a lot of anime sucks, but so much was coming out that people were trying to keep up, especially for the seasonal watchers. I remember it was like this is good, but is this worthy to be the next big thing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think the only like memorable anime in between My Hero time and before that was SAO. It was SAO, and people were like, "Okay, this is all right," and then like second, third season came out and they're like, it sucks. And then the next one that came out eventually, or Attack on Titan 2, but the next one that came out that was big was My Hero. And so when I was watching My Hero, I was like, wow, this is like really amazing. And I was on the hype train with everybody else. And then like as I watched, I grew more developed to the point where I would call myself like a really big fanboy of My Hero. I'm gonna go see every movie. I'm gonna go see everything.
Like that. Yeah, that shit went hard.
I'm gonna buy merch, and I like every single character. There's not a character I don't like in My Hero. So it's just a really, really good anime and something that's stuck with me and something I can say I watched it in my generation. This is the anime of my generation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's something that you can definitely look back upon. So, because I usually like older anime in the first place. So that's my number 9.
Okay.
Any questions?
Wait, that means you like Todoroki?
What do you mean?
You like Todoroki as a character?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I love Todoroki. Anyways, is there any questions that you have other than why I love Todoroki? Because he's a good character.
He's not a good character.
I like him, bro.
And people shit on him all the time because after season 1, no one really liked him. Actually, after the fight, no one liked him. After the fight with Deku, the big fight with Deku, no one liked him.
I like him. Okay. I still like him.
All right, whatever. You like bad characters. Anyways, number 8 for me is what he would refuse to put on his list, The Promised Neverland. That one, I have a lot to say about it.
It's just so damn good.
I went straight into the manga afterwards, because I just wanted to know more. I couldn't wait for the next season. Still, backtracking. I mean, I still keep pushing it off. I'm still in volume 8, middle of volume 8, almost done. Closer to done with it actually. But yeah, I had a friend who wouldn't shut up about it. Ever since it came out, he said it's so good.
Yeah, we were making fun of him too. We
and
were
like he's like, bro, dude,
you just like lollies.
No,
yeah, this is the first when he came out. He was like, we're like, you're a pedophile.
That was you.
That was me and Nick. That was it.
Oh, but anyways, yeah. And then I was like, bro, I'll watch it. And then I watched an episode. I was like, yeah, it's good. But I was like, it's actually really good. I thought that was really interesting. And I just didn't feel like watching it. And then I remember, I think, was it over the summer? Was it? No. It was in November. It was in November, and I finished it in 2 days. I remember I finished it in 2 days, I guess less than 24 hours. I gotta say less than 24 hours because I started at night and then went to sleep, woke up, watched it, finished it. I did watch it dubbed. I thought that was really good. I thought the dub was really good. But yeah, it was just like had me on the edge of my seat, wondering what's gonna happen next.
Edge of your shit.
And what it sounded like I was going to say it. Yeah. Sheet. I was about to say sheet.
Edge of my sheet.
Yeah.
About to fall off the sheet.
Yeah. Anywho, but yeah, I was just like, well, this is so interesting. I couldn't believe like a lot of stuff that happened, especially the thing with Norman. But I knew that they were gonna escape at the end because I saw a spoiler. But then I was just like, you know what, I gotta see. And I don't know, I just really liked it. It left me with so many mysteries, and I like the mysteries, the thriller, it's like, and then after that, it's gonna basically, I guess, an adventure. After they leave, it turns into more of an adventure, but it still keeps that mystery, that thriller in there. I don't know, I just really enjoy it. Think it's great. Norman, best boy.
I want people to realize, yes, Norman, and
My man Phil.
I just want people to realize how good The Promised Neverland is. The newest anime on my list was completed probably. Oh no, it's still ongoing, but that's the only one that's ongoing to this, like, to anime standards, and it's not even relatively new in manga standards. So it's like, for The Promised Neverland to be so new to the anime world and automatically have to be, or I want to put it in my top 10 list of all time, favorites of all time.
Yeah.
You have to understand how, like, amazing it is as an anime. Score, personally, I would give that a 10 out of 10.
I'm probably going to give it, if I'm going to be, like, probably get 9.4.
I'm still waiting on the second season, but that first season was so good that I have to give it a 10 out of 10. It was so good.
All right.
And then, I guess you want to go to my number 8?
Yeah.
So my number 8 is going to be probably around the second or third anime that I watched. I can't forget whether I watched...
Please don't tell me it's Heaven's Lost
Property. No, I can't remember, like I was about to say, I can't remember if Heaven's Lost Property, if I watched that before this one. But Soul Eater is my number 8. God. Screw you. Listen, I'm about to read the manga because I know it's much better than the anime. But the anime itself has always been a cult classic to me. I've always loved Soul Eater. I thought the art style was amazing. I thought that the story was interesting. And I thought the characters were really quirky in their own little sort of way. I really loved it. And I loved how the characters interacted with each other. And even the bad guys, like, they had way more like depth than you think they do. The ending, a lot of people argue about it, but I think that some people have explained it really well, in that, like, he isn't evil, thus he can't be destroyed by something that destroys evil. He's just a logical thinker. He just believes something different. And so, like, that really stuck with me. But I am about to read the manga here soon, probably after I get caught up with JoJo and Domestic Girlfriend.
Okay, I was going to say, yeah, that's a lot.
It's not really that much. I don't think that's that much. And then I'll read Soul Eater. I don't know. That order might be different. But yeah, Soul Eater is going to be a number.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Maybe.
Or once you get caught up to Hunter x Hunter, you might...
Chainsaw Man.
Once you get caught up to Hunter x Hunter, you might want to pick up for the manga.
I have so much on my list.
I know.
So yeah, my number 8 is going to be Soul Eater. I just love it.
Well, I guess, going off that, we had an argument about this in the club. My number 7 is Death Note.
Oh, yes. So we actually had pitted Death Note against Soul Eater, and there are some people on my side, but I'm not going to lie.
Death Note destroyed.
He won.
Death Note destroyed. And what was it? And they were trying to... I remember your side. Oh, yeah, y'all had, like, a bunch of cheaters. You're like, oh, yeah. We went on... They were looking on different websites or whatever, and they're saying... Look,
I wasn't looking on our website.
Yeah, but people were doing that. They're like, oh, look on the websites. This has a higher rating. I was like... On every website, and I was checking every website, and actually Death Note had a higher, and it was not even close. Like, Death Note had a higher score.
I would admit
everything.
I could see Death Note being a higher score, but to me personally, Soul Eater is better. That's just a personal thing.
It's just a personal thing, but I just think it's...
Go ahead and go into Death Note.
It just... Oh, yeah. I just think it's a great take. Honestly, it shows how power can corrupt somebody, and it's not like your typical shonen where it's not going to be everyone has a happy ending or he comes back to his senses or something like that. It's actually shows you how power corrupts. And the ending where he died, it wasn't like, oh, or whatever, some bullshit happened. He actually, he got what you fucking deserve, like Joker said. But yeah, honestly, I just thought it was really good, and it was just mind-boggling to me. And I was just like, I remember when I was first watching, it was one of the first few I've seen, and I was just, I don't know, I just really liked it a lot. And
how did you feel about the ending?
Huh?
Did it actually hurt your impression of it? Because I know a lot of people didn't like the ending.
No, I know a lot of it. I've actually heard nothing but good about the ending. I've heard bad about them not liking After L, and they didn't like Nier. But I thought
people hated Nier. Yeah, it's kind of similar.
He's one of the most hated characters.
It's kind of similar to Neon Genesis' Kamaru or whatever, and they have this. That anime and Neon Genesis did the same thing where it's really late in the anime, and then you want to introduce this character that's supposed to add something significant, but it really doesn't. So that's how Nier was.
But yeah, I guess you can move on to your number 7. But yeah, basically what I said, it's just so good. And I was not expecting something like that at that young of an age, and I don't know.
Personal score. Or my anime list score.
My personal score for 9.6.
9.6. That's nice. My number 7 is going to be
maybe a 10. I don't know.
Black Clover. That is the newest that I get.
That's your 7?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 7. That's the newest that I get. Black Clover to me.
My Hero was also on your list.
Yeah, but My Hero started. I'm talking about start date. When it started.
Did that?
My Hero started before Black Clover.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
That's
more chapters.
Yeah, that's the newest.
A couple years actually before Black Clover did, I think. Yeah, but anyway, go.
That's the newest that I have. Black Clover to me, when I watched the anime, I binged a lot of it. I was pretty late to it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were giving it a lot of shit. But when I watched it, I binged, I think 30 episodes, and then I took a break. And I really, really enjoyed it. And I was telling Mitchell, I was like, man, this is really good. And he's like, no, it's not. It's shit. And
I didn't say it was shit. I just said it was very just generic.
And I was like, well, it's breaking out its
predictable.
I was like, it has parallels to Naruto and stuff, but it is breaking out its own path. And I think now is where we really start to see it really break out onto its own, especially after this last arc. But me personally, I was like, man, this is really great, and the art's really good, and I really enjoy the fight scenes, and just I don't know. I think the biggest complaint that I ever had with it is what's his face doesn't get enough screen time. How am I forgetting? Remind me, Asta's brother.
Oh, Yuno?
Yeah, Yuno doesn't get enough screen time.
Okay.
And it's oh yeah, Yuno has a fucking fairy now and he's powerful as shit. How did that happen? Who knows?
Well, that never really got explained.
That's what I'm saying. It's
but you saw him get it. It didn't just happen out of the blue. You saw him get it.
I don't know. He just doesn't have enough time to himself.
I guess, but it has more.
Because he would almost be a better character, a better main character.
Hell no.
Than Asta.
Hell no. I've heard. I don't know. You're the only person that I've heard say that because people just say he's just so boring.
Really?
Because he is boring.
I mean, he is.
Dude with all the talent in the world, just everything just given to him. He's never had to work hard for anything. Someone like that. Someone who's just literally just sits there, never has to work hard for anything, doesn't really go through any struggles because he doesn't care what other people think about him. So imagine just some dude, just emotionless, just, oh, you're a commoner, and he's just oh, okay. Instead of damn, instead of damn, I want to prove people wrong. I want to show that commoners, it's not just trash. Just oh, damn, okay. And then have Asta be the side character who's actually determined to get something done and actually change the worlds that they're in and change the kingdom and how other people see him, instead of just someone who's just kind of yeah, I just want to become the Wizard King just for just because that's just my goal. I just want to become the strongest or whatever. I just want to get that goal.
Damn.
That's not
go often.
All right, but
I'd personally give it an 8.5. Black Clover 8.5 at this moment.
What the hell?
With the manga.
Why why isn't like Sergeant Frog and everything? Because you just said those were 10s. Then why are you giving an 8.5?
I said Sergeant Frog is a 7. And My Hero, I didn't rank.
A 7 makes your top 10?
Yes. I like I said, the difference between what I personally like and how good I think it is different, and how like production value I think it is different.
Okay, well you're weird. All right. Anyways, My Hero Academia is my number 6. Just the reason why it's there is just because of the feelings that it gives me, and I don't know. I just so many times there's not many anime out there. This is probably one of like 2 anime that can give me like goosebumps like that. Or one of like 3, or just a few, and actually I think they're all on this list, and they just giving me goosebumps. Just like it's just like whoa, motivates me, makes me want to do something, and then it's one of my favorite characters of all time. Baku goes in there. Just overall the feelings it gives me. The fights are amazing. The animation's great. I love it. I just love it. I mean, it's not the greatest story. Or it's not like, but I just generally love it, and I just like seeing where it's going. It feels so, it's just interesting to me, and I know a lot of people don't like it, but I do, and just those goosebumps and just like it's just like shit, I'm like watching an episode. I'm like, whoa, it's over? What? I have to wait another week? I'm like, no. That felt like 2 minutes, bro. Because it's just like when My Hero episode's really good. It's really good.
Yeah.
And I like those episodes where people don't like, where it's just based around the Class 1A, because I think it's like...
It's definitely worth watching weekly. I think that's it. Do you think it's a different experience to binge than watch weekly?
Huh?
Do you think it's like a different experience to be like current and binge than watch weekly? Do you think like certain series are better to be like current and then better just to binge?
I mean, yeah. They're 100% actually. Yeah.
100%. What would you classify as something that's like you probably couldn't watch weekly, you could probably binge. Like you would only really enjoy
here's something
it.
Here's something you would enjoy. You binging it, you wouldn't get the same effect. Dr. Stone. If you binge it, you wouldn't get the same effect. Because you're watching it weekly, you're like, damn. Because if you just watch it all in one day, you're like, damn. Well, where they started, now they have a phone. And if you're watching it, because you'd see, damn. Just it seemed like 3 months ago they were just like messing with stones or whatever. They were just like barely whatever, like just whatever, getting all these mushrooms, being able to sort those all out, and maybe making a house or whatever. To now being able to make communication or do stuff like that or have a telescope, you're like, wow, this has happened all over the course of a few months. That's something that you have to watch.
I'm current with a couple of series, and I select them, and I think that My Hero is one of those series where like being current is better than binging. It's way better than binging to me personally.
Okay, so what's your number 6?
My 6 is going to be Miraniki, anime that's loved pretty equally. A lot of people really like this anime. I love this anime. I just want y'all to know that like me, I like anime that fuck with your mind, because they're always fun to watch.
Yeah.
And B, I like a lot of gore. Surprisingly, like I really like seinen. I really like gore. I like anime that kind of push past their own boundaries of like what's okay for TV. And the ending for Miraniki really got me. And I like how they kind of closed everything off with the OVA, but the build up and just like the all the twists, man. You get so many twists with Miraniki. I'm not trying to. That's what I'm trying to like. But you get all the twists with Miraniki. Like you think one thing and boom, another thing, and boom, out of nowhere, this whole another element comes into the story. And it's like, damn, that's crazy. And then the way that they tied it up is amazing. It reminds me of a better version of a Chaos Head, something that me and him have both watched. But just like a way better version. And that's why it's really liked all around the world. Also, I really like Yuki. I have a thing for yanderes. I really, really like Yuki. Just saying. Sometimes you want a girl that knows what she wants, man.
Right, that's yanderes.
9 out of 10.
Okay, 9 out of 10. All right. So I guess we're moving into top 5. All right. So top 5. Actually, what I think was the best. Oh, and also I have not seen Vinland Saga, but when I do, that'll be in my top 10, 100%. I'm just waiting till I have nothing to do someday, or sometime, or for like a season, and then just watch it. Like, once I get caught up to One Piece, I'm 100%. Like, I have a... Oh
he says God, that, but he's going to be caught up to One Piece in like 4 years.
Bro, no. I'm going to get caught up this year 100%, but it's just like, I'm like...
Is he going to wait until December to watch Vinland Saga?
No, it's just like, because... I'll get on to One Piece later. But is Carol and Tuesday. That's my number 5. Carol and Tuesday, 10 out of 10. Ed Bean made me cry. It's just so beautiful. The singing, just everything. The animation was great. It was just so... I don't know. It was just a beautiful take, and it shows you how the music industry really is, and just how everyone can just, and no matter how it seems, someone could be going through something, or, you know, just, I don't know. Everyone has their own story, and music can just change a lot, and just how people's songs, if you could really, people let out their emotions in their songs, and on the stage, they let everything out. It just shows you them coming up. It just, and how music could really, just what music can really do. And I just thought it was really, really beautiful. I have all the songs basically from there on my phone.
I was about to ask, like, did you save the songs personally?
Yeah, and it's just, it's just so good. I mean, my God, I wasn't expecting that. I was watching it. I was like, you know, it's probably gonna be like a solid like something. I was watching it. I was like
solid 8, but then you watched it and you were like, damn.
I was watching like a few episodes. I was like, this is a solid 8. And then it's just like, I was like, it kept on getting better. I was like, it has to regress or is it digress or regress?
Regress.
It has to regress at some point, and
it didn't.
It did. It just kept getting better. I was just like, bro.
It's weird because
I
haven't seen Carol and Tuesday, and one thing that we both saw together was Your Lie in April. And it's weird because I really thought that it was going to make his list, but it didn't. So would you call Carol and Tuesday the best music anime of all time, including movies? Like,
I don't know. Just go to your list. What are we on?
Oh, what would you rank? 5.
Oh, okay. I already said 10 out of 10.
Oh, 10
That's
out
5.
of 10.
Yeah, number 5.
My number 5 is going to be Vinland Saga.
Yes! Oh,
now, it's kind of an unfair advantage.
This is so weird. Yeah.
It's kind of an unfair advantage because we read this years ago, and it was
middle school.
It was fucking amazing. It was so good, and we were like, bro, when this gets turned into an anime, and then like, what was it, 2018, late 2018, we were like, it's getting turned into an anime. And
that was actually no. It was beginning of
2018?
No, it was beginning of 2019.
Really?
It was beginning of 2019 when I eventually found it out.
And we were like, oh shit, it's getting an anime. We're like, oh my God, it's going to be on like Amazon Prime. I have that, bro. I don't give a fuck. We're all watching this shit, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, damn, we actually got to get our...
I never watched
like our favorite manga series. And at that point, one of the only manga series that I really read like to death. Like, I was begging this man. I was like, bro, buy the next ones. Buy the next ones now. And he's like, I'm not even caught up to that. And I'm like, buy them fucking right now. And
I know. I loved it.
And it was so good. I just want to say, like, you have these villains in Vinland Saga that don't even feel like villains. They're just badass.
You're just talking about Askeladd.
I'm talking about Askeladd and Thorkill.
Okay. Thorkill. Oh my... Bro, there's not many dudes more badass than him. Are you kidding me?
That's what I'm saying.
And Thors?
That's what I'm saying. You get these people that are just like... They're classified as villains, but they don't feel like villains.
Oh man, Thors, bro.
Because you like them so much. You're like, damn, they're cold as fuck. And they actually make a lot of sense, everything that they think about.
Basically, for most part, I forgot about Vinland Saga. I just remember it was just a fucking masterpiece.
And so, like, you're learning about these characters, and then you're, like, getting attached to them, even though they're, like, bad guys, and they're not supposed to be good, and you're just like, damn, like, I really like this character, like, almost as, like, I would like a main character. And that's how almost every character, even the priest, even the drunk priest, is an amazing written character. And everything about Vinland Saga, the action... the story, the world itself is amazing, and I can't say anything other than that. And it's really cool that it's historic too. I actually really like that. Like, I like historic anime, and I would give that definitely a 10 out of 10.
Okay.
10 out of 10. Everything from up here is 10 out of 10 for me.
All right. So. Yeah. All right. So my number 4 is the first movie on the list.
I don't think I have a movie on my list.
Your Name. 10 out of 10. Honestly, I know a lot of people love it, and but some people just like Silent Voice more. I never finished Silent Voice. I got like 30 minutes in. I don't know. I just never finished it. It said that it wasn't good. I just never finished it. I don't know. I always get only 30 minutes in. I've tried to start and watch it 30 minutes, and then
go to sleep.
Like so many times. Then I just get sidetracked. Your Name, just. It's so beautiful, so sad. I bawl my eyes out every time. Oh, I've only seen it twice, but I bawled my eyes out the first time for like, I swear, like a couple hours. I was like, bro, no. And I remember,
did it make you cry more than Your Lie in April? Because I know I shed man tears.
No, dude. Yeah, I think so. I mean,
I haven't seen it, so it's like
Your Name. It just made me cry. Thought it was so beautiful. Indeed, and just everything, bro.
Don't
it's just
spoil
like
it.
I know. It's just so. I don't know. And the animation, the art, just so beautiful. I will watch that so many times, and I will cry every time, bro. All right, so go on to your number 4.
All right, my number 4 is going to be, let me make sure, because...
10 out of 10, yeah.
10 out of 10, all right. Mob Psycho 100 is my number 4. I really love Mob Psycho 100. I watched it when the first season came out, because I think at that point I was watching seasonal anime, or trying to at least watch seasonal anime, and somebody recommended it, I think Giga, and I started watching it and I was like, damn, this is like one of the best actions that has ever came out. And I was like, this is some of the best animation I've seen in anime of all time. When I was watching it, I was really shocked. Like, I was like, I haven't seen anybody do animation like this. This is amazing. And then just the build up and the intensity. Like, it goes from 0 to 100 a couple of times. And it's like, damn, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, the characters are written very well. Season 2 beat my expectations. I really thought that they were going to drop the ball on that. Not that they were going to drop the ball, just that it was going to be like an average season 2. You know, like it's getting better. No, season 2 shot that shit up.
It was way better than season 1.
It was like, god damn, this is way better than season 1. And it's like, just the shit is just fucking going down. And it's like, wow.
I don't know if it was way better. It was just better. I say that.
Yeah, he just got off of it.
Yeah, I was off of it. It took me a minute because I was watching Mob Psycho for a whole week, and then when I finally finished it, I was like, damn, I kind of got used to watching Mob every day. What do I do now? And then I'm starting Beastars, so I'm almost done with Beastars. Beastars, 8 out of 10. Solid 8.
But just Mob as a character, as I said before in other episodes, I really love Mob. I really love his mentality, and he's like trying to be as good as he can in his eyes, but realizing that he has to deal with the world and grow up. It's pretty crazy the way that he like just meets these standards and does it his way and realizes that he can do it like his version of like what he thinks is good. And I really love that. That's why I'm giving Mob my number 4 spot, 10 out of 10. Without a doubt, amazing animation.
Also, now that I've seen Mob, I can finally talk about the Shonen Protagonist tournament. He shouldn't have been in the finals. Light's a better one.
Good show.
Light's better.
Protagonist.
Light's better. Senku's better. Those are just some that I remember from that list.
Senku is better than Mob.
Huh? Yeah, 100%.
I'm not gonna argue that.
Okay, whatever. I guess my number 3. You take a guess. What do you think my number 3 is?
Damn.
Yeah. What do you think?
What do you think? What do I think your number 3 is?
You should get my top 2.
I know you're number 1. I'm not sure about your top 2 because it's hard for me to guess what your second favorite is. I know you're number 1.
Okay.
Your number 3 might be Fruits Basket ?
No.
Is it number 2?
No.
It's not even on the list.
No.
God damn. All right. Fuck. You're number 3. Oh God. I have no idea.
I guess I'll just come out and say it. Your Lie in April.
Oh, you actually made the list. Thank God. Okay.
Yeah, of course. That's been my top 3 for a while.
Wow.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Your Lie in April made both of us cry, and we probably talked
my friend,
about it.
But my friend's such. All right, you know what? the dude who was on. All right, I'm gonna get close up for this. The dude who was on the podcast last time came up to me, and I was on episode 11, and he was like, "Bro, did you get to the part where fucking what is her name, Kylie?
Yeah,
whatever her name is. Yeah." He said, "Did you get to the part where she fucking dies?" I'm like, "Dude, what the fuck?" I was like, "Dude, why would you do that?" Like, he knew. He does this all the time. He knows where I am, but he just still says it. I was so pissed, bro. But even when it happened, I still cried. I knew she was dying, and I still cried, bro. It's just so beautiful, and that got me into wanting. I wanted to play piano after that. I genuinely wanted to play piano after that. Wanted to learn, and just like I loved listening to stuff like that, just orchestra and just piano, violin. I just downloaded a bunch of that stuff on my phone. I love listening to it. It's just so beautiful and just so sad, and it's just so deep, dark, and just I don't know. I really like it, and I love really how it touched on my feels, and it just gave me goosebumps every time I see it. It's like one time I put it on in the background when I was doing homework, and then all of a sudden I was off. I stopped doing homework, and I just ended up watching like 13 episodes of it in a row, and that was. And I've seen this anime so many times. It was a great anime. It's just so good. It's just so good.
I like to highlight that like the really emotional scenes. Like they go into like this like water area. You know what I'm saying? And it's just showing like their mentality and how they're really, really connected on a deep level. And it's like, damn, their music is so good, so on point, and this is how they feel about each other, that it's like calmness. And it's like, damn. And it's like, I don't know, it was some of the best music I ever heard in an anime of all time, and it really did make me cry. It didn't make my top list, but as is my favorite music anime of all time. I guess I'm going on to my number 3. What do you think my number 3 is, Mitchell?
JoJo.
You saw it, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
You didn't? It is JoJo.
Because I remember you said it was going to be on your list.
So, this is a time where I get to rant about JoJo.
We always do that.
I've been waiting for this for...
Oh, just on the podcast? Okay,
yeah.
Rant about JoJo on the podcast. We always, we literally talk about JoJo every single day.
You talk about JoJo every day. I try to talk about JoJo every day. Alright, so, I watched JoJo. Was it off of your recommendation?
Yes.
It was off of his recommendation. But other people were telling me to watch it. Like, our friend Ravi was, like, telling me, like, every day, like, bro, my little brother's on part 7. He's getting
personal with names now.
Yeah, sorry.
Just saying friends.
Sorry. He's like, my little brother's on part 7. You're not even done with, like, part 1. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. But anyways, so I watched JoJo. I binged the fuck out of it. I think I started it, November? Probably?
Yeah, I think it was around November.
So I started around November, so, like...
and he's on part 8 now.
Part 5 was done, and it had been done for like 2 months, and so I binged the hell out of it, and I really like Araki, like how he draws everything, and how like I know there's a whole like bunch of videos on how Araki forgets, but honestly, for forgetting so much, he does really well to tie shit up with having these manga run years and years and years, and like knowing where he wants to go with it. I love the way that he draws out his stories. And I know you don't really agree with me, but personally, like, the stories are way better to me than the actual fights. And the characters are like just quirkier and cooler in their own sense. And that's what I really like about JoJo. Currently on part 8. Part 7 is my favorite part up to this point, but part 8's getting there. I think I'm on around like chapter 60.
I still can't believe you said that. That's the first time I've heard anyone say that part 8 is getting to be better than part 7. I've heard everyone just say
I didn't say it was better than part 7. I said it's getting up there.
And probably the next one that I've heard is best is probably part 2. I've heard that one is the
a lot of people. A lot of people like part 2. I don't like it.
I know a lot of people don't like part 4 or part 1.
Do you want to know my rankings, or do you already know?
I know your rankings is right now it's part 7, then part 8, then part 4.
No.
Then what?
No, that's not my ranking. It goes.
You told me that part 4 was your favorite up until 7.
Up until 7, but then I like took it back because
okay,
I'm sorry. A friend asked me to rank them, and I ranked them all. So it goes.
So 7.
7's number 6, 1. This is before I read
7, 6, 8.
7, 6, 5, 4.
5.
I liked 5. Shut up. 5, 4, 2, 3, 1, and I didn't rank 8 because I'm not done with it.
3, okay. So 3 is better than. So
I don't like the first
some
part.
girl fighting with her hair is better than part 3.
I don't like season 1 of part 3. I don't like the first half of part 3.
That's basically.
I don't like it until Battle.
I hope you realize that's basically what part 4 is.
I don't like it until Battle.
That's basically part 4 is. That literally what they're doing right now is just every episode they're finding a new stand user. That's where I am in part 4 right now. I already know what happens in every single part, but this is what they're doing. They're literally just finding a new stand user every episode. They're fighting it, and they don't know what they're doing. Honestly, they don't even know. They're just like, bro, we have to get this stand arrow. They don't even know why. They just want it.
I like part 4's art more than like most other parts of his art. Actually, I like. Alright, keep going.
This is stupid.
You're gonna fight. You're gonna fight.
All right. Anyways, let's go on to number 2. My number 2 is. Do you know my number 2?
No, I don't.
Okay, Hikaru no Go.
Oh, fuck you! I knew it was.
Okay, yeah, Hikaru no Go. That's used to be my number 1 for a long time. It was the first time I actually watched something, and I knew it was an anime. Maybe actually, I think I knew Card Fight Vanguard was an anime, but I think
I'm not sure. Pokemon was an anime.
I didn't know it was an anime.
You didn't?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Actually,
bro, you got the cards in Japanese. Do you have any Japanese cards?
No. Maybe I knew Yu-Gi-Oh, but I don't know. But that Hikaru no Go was the first time I knew, and I was going into it. I was like, yeah, this is an anime. I actually got it off of, because I got this Yu-Gi-Oh. I can't remember. It came with Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. I want to say it came with Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, and it had a Shonen Jump like mini magazine, and I saw it and I was like, Hikaru no Go, that seems really interesting, and I was like, it's about a game. I wanted to watch it. It just blew me out the water. It's just so amazing, and I love it. And God, I never even saw the movie, so I never got to see the true ending. And I don't know. I gotta rewatch it again and then watch or read. But yeah, it's just so good. And I don't know, it just gives me so many memories that I'll never forget. And I don't know, it's just sentimental to me. And I don't know, a lot of people may not see it as I do, but to me, I don't know. It actually it just passed up. One Piece passed up last year. Or I finally gave in. I was like, yeah, One Piece is better. I like it more too. I finally gave in last year. But what's it called? Yeah. So
Hikaru no Go was a really
Hikaru no
great
Go.
one for you.
It's just, bro. I don't know. I just love Hikaru no Go with a passion.
I don't know anything about it. So is it complete?
Huh?
Is it completed? I don't know anything about it. So
yeah, the anime is complete, and then it goes on to a movie. Yeah, but the ending. What was it? The creator was told to wrap up the series. So at a certain point, they told him, because it was dropping in popularity. So they just Shonen Jump, you know how they are. They just told him, they said wrap it up. So he had to basically just wrap it up. So it was going good pacing, and it just gets really fast at the end, which you just don't like. And so I don't know why. And obviously one of the best, I don't know, one of the best, you can't even really say fight, or I guess whatever, I was looking forward to, and then that guy went away. I don't want to say, because I want him to see it. Stop spoiling. Yeah. I don't know, just, yeah.
Alright, so you guess my number 2.
It's not Fully Cooley.
Don't say it, dude. You said mine. Fuck you. Why'd you say it out loud? Alright.
I just said it. I know it's not Fully Cooley.
What do you think it is? What's running through your mind right now?
Maybe Domestic Girlfriend.
No, it's not on my list.
Okay.
I wish it was, but it's not.
Then if you wish it was on your list,
no, I know. I just like.
I like it. What's it called? I don't know. Then.
It's the first 2 have the same creator, or the top 2 have the same creator. I'll give you that hint.
Is it Neon Genesis?
Yeah, it's Neon Genesis.
Oh my God. Okay.
So
shitty ending.
No, it's not. It's not his fault. And it's just like what you said with Hikaru no Go having a shitty ending, or maybe it has a shitty ending because the creator was told to wrap it up. The explanation that I've heard, or the one that I've heard that was the most right, was that they were running out of funds while they were making the anime, and they were like, okay, we don't have enough money. So, and then they said that's why it explains some of the scenes are actually like real life and not animated. And so they're like, okay, we're gonna throw out this movie and we're gonna throw out this these last 2 episodes, and we're gonna call it done. And now what they're doing is they're backtracking. They're like, okay, this is supposed to be the real ending. That's why they're making 2.0, 3.0, and whatever 0.0 this year. But I really like Evangelion. I really like Neon Genesis Evangelion. I really like the creator. Same dude. I think not same dude, but same studio that's behind my number 1. These guys were very creative, and you can break down Neon Genesis scene by scene, like just little bit by bit, and it has so much artistic importance to it and emotional depth, and I really like that about Neon Genesis. And it really did throw me for a curveball. I think that's the best thing about Neon Genesis, is threw me for like the biggest curveball with the ending and everything about Rei Ayanami. So it was fucking crazy. And I would definitely give it a 10 out of 10. And so go ahead with your number 1. Which I think I already know
One Piece, 100%. Yeah,
we're literally looking at a One Piece GIF right now.
Yeah, my mind is and the quote is, "Being alone is more painful than getting hurt." Monkey D. Luffy, which I find to be 100% true, because I don't know, it just has a true meaning. But I don't want to get into that. Like, I don't know. But yeah, One Piece, just everything it feels. Oda is just he's Goda. Okay,
he can't say too much because
it's just absolutely amazing. Just, I don't know, everything. Just it gets me feeling every feeling. It could just get me so emotional, and then get me to the point where like, let's go, you're cheering it on, and then it gets to the point where you're like, what? No, you don't know what's going to happen. It's not like Oda will do stuff where you're just like, because with some shows or anime, I can be like, okay, it's either going to be this. I can think of anything that's going to happen, and then one of those things will happen. This, no clue. I don't know what's going to happen. Like I'm just like, or it's just like I'm like, okay, it's going to go here, and then I'm like, it doesn't. I'm like, or it's just like, it just does something completely different you don't expect. It's just every feeling. It's just so good. And one of the best things is, since I've been on it so long, you almost feel like you're part of the crew. You almost feel like you're part of the crew when you get it, and you feel like you're part of this adventure, this long time adventure. You feel like you're part of it. You feel like you get to know, I don't know. And then every character, everyone on the ship, there's no one who's useless. You don't feel like there's any useless character in there. You don't feel like there's anyone in this dude, this man Oda. You may think like he doesn't forget anything. He'll be like, oh, you remember that thing that happened 15 years ago? Well, that also ties in with what just happened. I'm like, you're like, dude, how are you supposed to remember this? You're like, oh yeah, you remember that thing that I wrote about in chapter like 56? Well, that wraps up in chapter 903. I'm like, dude, like, whoa, it's just like everything. It's just like he has everything planned out. He thinks about every little detail, and oh my god, and just like this, he genuinely enjoys One Piece too. He just enjoys creating it, and because some people they just don't like writing it after a certain point. It's just, I can go on, like I said, I've always said this, I can go on whole podcast talking about it, but yeah, I mean, we're trying to wrap it up here.
I'm trying to shorten mine too, because
so you're talking about Black Clover.
I can go on a whole podcast about
I know
my number 1 and 2. Alright, so I guess we'll move on to my number 1.
Yeah, just love it. Just, yeah.
10 out of 10. 11 out of 10.
He's just perfect. Absolutely perfect. Epitome of perfect.
He said there's not even a frame
epitome,
that's bad.
Is that even right to say epitome of perfect?
Yeah, epitome.
I don't know. Whatever.
Epitome means perfect. Like best of, or like
best of the perfect.
Yeah, best of the perfects. Alright, moving on to my number 1. And he knows it. It's Fooly Cooly. I like Fooly Cooly a lot. I like it more than Evangelion, even though it's rated higher and it's known more than Evangelion. I enjoy Fooly Cooly because of the way that they hid the message. Not really hid, but the way that they like told you what they're trying to talk about. What they're trying to talk about is maturity and how, you know, sometimes adults really don't even act like adults, and sometimes children act more like adults. And it's this whole like thing about growing up and about like what are we really supposed to do like in this world? Like what is this like the really like importance of it? Is there a certain way we're supposed to act? Is there a certain way we're supposed to be? And it just does a really good job of it. And also, even though like it's a little convoluted and the story sometimes doesn't make sense, there's a reason behind it. Like if you hear something that the character says and it is, you have no idea. Yeah. And you have no idea like why they said it. You can go look up why they said it, and it has a whole meaning. Like, oh shit. And it's really weird that a lot of people like this anime before like the internet was really popular. You can go look stuff up, because if I didn't watch an explain video on this, I probably wouldn't have liked it as much. I needed to be explained to me like what is so important about it, especially because for a lot of people that don't read kanji, I don't read kanji. There's a lot of like little symbols in there that mean different things, and when it changes,
you don't read kanji. You can't read kanji.
I can't read kanji. I'm sorry. So like when symbols change, it's really important. I didn't notice or understand that scene until I had to look and dig deeper for it.
Yeah.
Also, little quick side note. A lot of people gave FLCL progressive and FLCL alternative shit. I will say FLCL alternative had the most powerful scene and realist scene of any anime that I've ever watched. Please watch it. It's so real on like a personal level. I was like, what the fuck? That's crazy. Anyways, I like it. If you watch, I don't think that progressive was good like compared to alternative. FLCL alternative had a better story, and I will say like you really have to watch it. Please watch it. We can talk about Black Clover now.
Yeah. So let's talk about the latest developments in
the past two
Black
chapters.
Clover. So if there are spoilers ahead, so we're going to be talking about 243 and 244. 244. So skip ahead if you don't want to hear any of the spoilers. So yeah, after this basically. So
okay.
So let's go. Yeah. All right. 243. So that one was a huge chapter. We finally find out why he's calling him the Demon King. Presence of the Demon King when he says his magic and everything. His demon is Lucifer, and now it is confirmed that they all have different
demons,
or devils.
Devils.
And so yeah, and we find out again, yet again, we find out where he says, "Oh, he can't be a high." What exactly did he say?
He can't be a high.
Is there a high-ranking devil in this world right now? It was the translation.
So we find out that like even within the devil world, they have ranks.
They're saying it's probably a low-ranking nobody. They're saying he's probably not that
because he uses anti-magic.
But some people are saying maybe he's going to be really good, and just people just don't know about him, how talented this devil is, or maybe this devil is trying to rebel against.
That's what I'm saying. Like it might be like I told him when we were reading it. I was reading it in front of him. He already read it, and I said this might be like some kind of like inside revolt or some kind of like deception.
No, you said maybe he is strong.
Yeah, I'm saying like maybe he is strong. He doesn't know him because he says
you said maybe he is a high ranking one. They just don't know him as a high ranking one.
Probably because he couldn't identify him immediately, and that's why he said probably.
Yeah, and we find out the other one is called Zagred. That's the
one that actually did
the word magic.
Yeah,
and they were saying if there is a high ranking devil, it's Zagred, but that doesn't seem to be him.
That dude's dead.
Yeah. Or who knows?
I think it's like low key a revolt, like an internal revolt in the devil world.
Yeah, and we're seeing also some of the stuff that we're seeing. We're seeing Gray, more development with Gray. Obviously with the stuff going on with her.
Do you enjoy the development with Gray?
I mean, I don't really like her as a character. She's cool. They got a little
That's
backstory.
more in 244, but definitively, I at least like her backstory.
We see this in 243. We see her. She's starting to feel useless. You're seeing that this is maybe not like so much of a redemption, but almost like coming up arc, seeing her get stronger. That's
feeling what people, a little Muda.
That's so stupid. Bro. that was not good. But yeah, we see that. Oh, and Asta's able to touch him, so you're able to see in 243 that he is stronger than Yuno, because Yuno was going up against someone who was only using 55%. And
got beat, right?
Yeah, and it was against 3 Golden Dawn members.
But isn't there a new...
in 55. This guy's using 60, and he's the Demon King.
Was it 43 or 42 where Asta got his new form?
It was 42.
42.
Yeah. These are the fan translations that we're going off of. So we see his
heavy in
gravitational magic. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. We had some technical difficulties going on, but yeah, where we left off, it was called what was it? Heavy Infight.
That might be a translation error.
Yeah, I don't know. The fan translations for these past 2 chapters have not been the best. We'll I guess cover that in the next episode. We'll get what the exact
real name.
Yeah. But yeah, we also got a backstory with Gray. We see, and she's also seems like she's turning maybe
into a healer.
Maybe a healer. Turning. Let's see. It seems like she healed the wound or closed the wound and got rid of the sword that was in there. Asta seems like he got. I don't know.
Fucking.
I hope he did. Maybe he just got sent to the ground. Oh well, his devil form's gone. So yeah, he's pretty much done for. But we see Yami come in. But I was hoping that we could see Yami and Asta go up against him and maybe fend him off. Like, be like, oh, hey, maybe we need to regroup. But it seems like I think Yami might get taken to.
Where do you rank Yami right now at, like, powerfulest?
I think he's stronger than Vengeance.
Is he stronger than Asta?
I don't know if we've fully seen... Jeez, my cat.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, I don't think we've seen him fully going all out. I mean, with that last attack, but still, it seems like we haven't seen him go all out in a real fight or anything. I mean, it seems like he's still kind of holding back. I don't know. We'll see. And also, it's been 6 months, so who knows? Maybe he's gotten a little bit stronger too, learned a new spell or two, and
perfected his dimension / equinox a little bit more, so maybe he can use more than one.
Who knows? But this dude, like you said, they could use at least 80%, I'd say, and he's currently only in 60, and they're determined to get Yami. They want Arcanine stage mages, and they're pretty determined to get him. But yeah, with this current chapter, we're seeing Gray. We're seeing her backstory, and we're seeing that seems like, what was it? I don't know. She kind of just
Cinderella type.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking it was very similar to that. She was treated poorly by her sisters, and when she first learned her transformation magic, they basically threw her out because she was able to transform into what they look like. And I don't know, they were telling her to go back, couldn't go back, and she ended up leaving, and then she ran into Ghosh, and she was saved by Ghosh, and yeah, and ever since that day, that really, I guess, that Ghosh was really the person that changed her life, turned her life around with him saying, if you are uncertain about your runaway, then go back immediately. If you don't have a determination to get anything done by yourself, then you can't live up to this dirty world, which is true with how that the kingdom is. Just I don't know, honestly. But that's obviously the fan translation. But
solid 2 chapters.
Yeah, these were a pretty good. Especially the last one. The last one was really good.
243 was great.
We learned more about there definitely being rankings and. Yeah, and obviously him having the Demon King and Lucifero. So, yeah, honestly,
Did you say Lucifero?
Yeah, that's what it translated to, Lucifero. They just added an O at the end.
So he's Mexican.
Oh, wow.
It's just not funny.
But yeah, what's it called? Yeah. Yeah, honestly, this was a good podcast. I mean, were a good couple of chapters, and I'm excited to see Yami come in. Like I said, we haven't seen him in the past 6 months. We haven't really seen him in a while. And also the newest chapter for Black Clover. I mean, not newest chapter, newest episode for Black Clover was, I think it's 120 something.
I didn't.
Was my favorite chapter 221. My favorite, I think it was 221. I want to say it's 221. Yeah. What's it called? Sorry. But I think it was 221 where what's her name? Charlotte finally confesses. Yeah, it was. It was 221. That's my favorite chapter so far in the series. And they just covered that in the newest episode for Black Clover. So, but yeah, that about wraps it up for this podcast. Make sure y'all like, subscribe if you're enjoying it. That notification bell so you get notified. Comment down below what you'd like to see. Follow us on Instagram at the Anime Casuals. And yeah, so basically that wraps it up. Remember that we're going to be covering the new 2 chapters every time for Black Clover. Yeah, and tell us what you'd like us to see us cover next time in the next episode. And yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. Oh, and before this podcast ends, I want to quote something that they said on the Rant Cafe. They just did a podcast episode about 100 reasons to watch anime. I think I might want to do something like that, but give our own little thing. Not exactly how they did it, but we'll do something like that. I want to do, and obviously give credit to them. One of the guys said, "What are the reasons to watch anime? Is because One Piece is an anime." That 100% is a reason to watch.
Because One Piece is an anime.
Yeah, that is 100% true. Anyways, with that being said, make sure y'all take care, especially with everything going on right now. And I guess keep watching anime.